My name's Barbara Gray from Claritystamp here in the UK, and welcome to Follow Up Friday. On Tuesday, I showed you a shrink plastic trick with these lovely little elves. What are we going to call him? Should we give him a name? Henry the elf? I don't know. Albert the elf? Simon the elf? Anyway, you come up with a name and you let me know what you think. He's great because he's got a back and a front, and I thought I would show you how to make a chain with him. I drew him to make a paper chain. That was the idea. And if I show you what I mean, and then I'll show you how I did it. I've just literally used a bit of copy paper, and you'll see here, look, this is so cool. I don't know if you can see this okay, but you'll see that it looks like he's kind of got his arms like that. And then when you turn it over, it's the same on that side too. See, back, front, back, front. So each one of them, if you go like that, there's the back and there's the front. There's the back and there's the front. So it's really cool. And they stand really nicely too. So I was thinking you could do so much around a Christmas cracker. You could wrap him around the napkin. You could wrap it round. You know, there's so many things you could do. I mean, if you had a lot of time on your hands, you could make your own Christmas decorations, couldn't you? Anyway, so let me show you. This is only copy paper. Isn't that neat? I'll show you how we do this. I think there are lots of other ideas, you know. Yeah, okay, come on, Gray. Let's show this. So what we're going to do is take a piece of copy paper, and I will start with the front, with the guy at the front here. So I'll just take my archival black, and I'll just, because it's all about the folding, that's what it's all about. So we'll get this one right, and then the rest will follow. So just stamp this into place, and let's just put him right as close to that edge as possible. I reckon that'll be about right. Okay, so he's in place. Like so. Ta-da! And then when we've got him, we've got to fold. So I'm going to take him now and I'm going to fold him like that so that his elbow is almost touching that edge as well. I mean, the closer you get, see his foot's touching, but that's okay because there's a trick to this. So then we're going to fold him like that. And then again, like a posh napkin fold. And then if you want to make loads of them, right, you've got a little bit here to attach to the next row, if you like. Right, I reckon that'll do. So what we're going to do now is cut them out. That'll do, because we've only got the one on there, haven't we? So now we'll cut along the bottom so it's all the same, like that. And then I'm going to cut around the edge. But what I've got to do is make sure that there are two places that we don't cut through. One's the elbow, one's the foot. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. So I'll leave that there, because that's where they're going to be attached. And then I'm going to go round. And you can go as tight as you like on this. I'm giving myself a little bit of wiggle room here, because in a minute I've got a stamp back, front, back, front, back, front. So I'll give myself a little bit of wiggle room here. And this is one of those jobs that is fantastic for kids. Oh, they would love this. Get the kids involved. Right, leave the elbow. Don't cut the elbow, otherwise you'll end up with lots of little ones. Right, so then we'll do that. And then, according to my theory, when I open it up, there's my paper chain, look. Ta-da! And now I'm going to start stamping. So I just open it up a little bit because it's easier if it's flat. So I'll just counterfold if you like, just for now. Copy paper's great for this. Right, and now I'm just going to stamp, and you'll see that every other one, you'll see this one won't go on there because obviously it's the back. Get it? So there's the front, and that's how we're going to go. Right, let me let me start and I'll show you what I mean. So I'll put another front in, just so that you get it. Do all the fronts, then do all the backs. So now you can see exactly where you're stamping him. And then you've got a bit of wiggle room because you didn't cut it too tight, did you? Then we'll stamp him in like so. And he's in place, you see? Then we'll take the back one, and you know that he's going to fit because we cut him to fit. The back and the front of the stamp are exactly the same size. So now, for example, he is going to fit in here lovely. And you hover with the handle, see? That's why we made these lovely handles. So hover with the handle, and then when you're sure that you're happy with the position, then press on the flat. These are big stamps. Needs to be big if you're going to use shrink plastic though. Look, bingo. And now I'm going to go all the way along there and on the back as well. So on the back, for example, let me see, that's the back of this one. And then I'll just stamp up all the way along, like so. Hover with the handle, happy with the position, and then plant. It doesn't have to be perfect, it's fun. It's not a masterpiece. He's an elf. Okay, look, see? I'll just do all these and then see how quickly I can go into mass production. All right, done. Doesn't take long. That bit doesn't. I tell you what it does though is the colouring in. However, it's fun, and I'm going to fast forward now, and then I'll show you what I used to colour in. I went with pergoliners. Look, so then I'm going to, just so that you know, I'm going to attach these to this like so. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to get a whole herd of these going. I think this is so superb. But let me show you how I colour in now. And I'm using the pergoliners. And these are just really neat pencils that we have. There we go. And I'm going to go with the waxy ones. I don't want to, I want that kind of texture. I'm not going to get caught up in it. I just want to show you now. Let's just take one little guy and I'll show you how we colour him in. And you'll see that it is just a B pencil, right? I can't use felt tip pens because obviously the felt tip ink will bleed through. So I'm not going to do that. And I want, see, when I turn this over, I don't want it to come through, which a felt tip pen would do. So I'm using the waxy pencils, and you'll see, for example, if I go through here really lightly, then just on his hat, I mean, really, what you'll find is, because you're doing so many of them, it's not a question of spending hours on each one. You're working on copy paper. This is a gimmick. It's just a gesture. It's not a work of art. But what you'll find is these wax pencils from Pergamano, they give you such a lovely finish. See, I can get some really good shade. You see, if you look at the hats, see just how quickly I've created shade. And the idea is that you press hard, like let's do his jacket quickly here. I'll just do his jacket, and just a couple of colouring tricks. See where this finger is? See this finger here? I'm using that finger to stop myself going, see, it's quite quick. So I turn it round like this, I'll show you. And I use my finger, can you see that? And it just stops me going over the edge. So I just use that finger there, and it just helps me. And then once I've done an undercoat, if you like so, now watch, I can add a bit of shade by going in and just pressing a little bit harder. And you'll see, as I do this, see how it starts to give a little bit of dimension? Just, see? And then the other thing I wanted to show you was how we can blend colours. So for example, I'm going to use, let's say, a peachy colour, and I've used a peachy colour, but lightly. These wax pencils, if you press too hard, you get like you seal them. But if I put a bit of peach down, then I'll take my red and I'll just run over the peach with the red. Do you see how it changes the colour? So you can have fun with these as well. They're really nice for this. And then you can decide what colour you want your elf to be dressed in and how you want to finish them all off. But I think this is delightful. I'm not going to spend any more time colouring in. I think I've made my point. You see how easy these stamps are to use. And they are just on copy paper because that makes it easy to cut out paper chains. So that's my paper chain idea. I hope you like that. And here's Dave hanging on in here and flying through the air, as they say. If you like the stamp, then please go to the website and have a look. I do hope that everything is well with you. I wish you elf and happiness always. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.